just not too long ago got this Almay Ageless, sorry, the sunlight, Smart Shade Foundation. And this is one that I've never tried an Almay product before. And I've tried this on one or two times, and I love it. So it's interesting. It comes out a white cream, but then as you put it on, the color changes into what's best for you. So let's give it a whirl. Okay, normally I'm just going to use my fingers. Let me start. This does not have sunscreen. So I just want to show you. The sunscreen that I've been using now is this Neutrogena. Well, I've used it for the past maybe year or so. Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen. So I've tried so many different sunscreens, and this has to do with glasses as well, because it's hard to find one, especially when it's so humid and hot. We're getting into spring, we're getting into summer, and I think this is where it's really important to kind of figure out what products are best when you wear glasses. I love this one. It does have a sunscreen scent, so if you don't like that, but I love that it doesn't feel oily or anything like that. When you sweat, it doesn't have an issue with glasses slipping. And I'm going to show you a trick that I've learned regarding foundation, but you can also do this regarding sunscreen when you are wearing your glasses. So I'm going to put this on and be right back. So I'm in the middle of putting it on. I'm almost done, but I just wanted to start showing you what I would do for those of you that don't wear glasses. Simply, the trick is, and this has to do with foundation as well, don't put it here, right, where the glasses are going to touch. And I learned this from, I also put a sunscreen on my eyes too. Okay, or rather eyelids. But I heard this from the wonderful makeup artist Lisa Eldridge, and she is a well-known makeup artist. She has her own channel, but she did a video about makeup for glasses that I absolutely loved. And she said, she said it for the foundation, but I'm going to take it for the sunscreen as well. Just don't put it here, right? And for me, what I personally like about, but I mean, she's awesome, but what I love is how I simply just, so I love that this sunscreen is not, it goes on really well. It feels velvety, so it has kind of a velvety feel. It's not oily. It's not, when you sweat, it doesn't like mess you up. I really love it. I've been using this brand for a while. I've been using the 30, 40, whatever it is. And then I noticed the 70. I didn't even know it went up that high, so I started getting that. Anyway, so simply, I would just not put it in the area that touches the glasses. So let's continue on. Now for the foundation. This one I've only used a couple of times, but I'm going to show you the one that I've used the most and I like for the most part. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair 102. So I get the matte and poreless because I don't want to shine. Especially when you are out in the heat, you really don't want to look more shiny and humid. So this is one that I like using for a while. I just wanted to show you that. But I want to try this one because I want to show you. So see how it's white, cream, very thin and watery, as you can see. And I'm going to show you what it does. So I just tap, I'll put it here, put it here, put it here. Rub it in to blend it. I go like this also to press it into the skin and not just white. So it just stays on the surface. And I do my eyes as well. Under eyes. Okay. Nose, nose, nose. Okay, eyebrows, everything kind of just looking good. And you'll see here how it looks whiter. I believe glasses have saved my eye area because the sun doesn't really hit that spot because I have my glasses on so much. So it's basically protecting and keeping this from getting wrinkled and freckled because it doesn't hit. Okay. So basically I just pat it. I really like this one. It feels really good. It feels really nice and velvety as well. And so basically with the foundation, I just wouldn't put it there. Don't put it in the area where it where the glasses touch, especially if it's one that is a little more runny, a little more shiny or oily. I would just not put it there. And I made a habit not too long ago. I started putting the sunscreen and foundation whenever I would even wear it on my eyes too, because that's an area that needs to be covered. And the foundation can act as an eyeshadow primer as well. So, but in terms of foundation, another thing I personally will mention is that I don't wear foundation probably also 98% of the time. Again, only if I'm really going out to eat, out to a concert, restaurant, whatever, which is very few and far between, unfortunately. We just don't go out to eat much. I cook. I like to cook. I eat at home. But if it's like birthday or whatever, I'll go out to eat, whatever, right? So that's the only time that I really will get dressed up and wear the foundation, do the full face, make the effort, put on the contacts. Lately, I did start trying the keeping the glasses on with foundation, and then I found the ones that I showed you, I found work very well, especially when I learned that you can just not, of course, put it in that area to kind of minimize your issues with them sliding or messing up the foundation or getting foundation on the glasses. But with these foundations, I've noticed that it really hasn't been too much of an issue. So I'm going to show you. So I put on that foundation and it blends really, really well. Old mascara, that's great. It blends really, really well. Okay, I have to say, I like this one better. So I like this Elme one better. I got this one in a, trying to close this thing, 050 Fair. So this one and every other foundation pretty much brought out the wrinkles, brought out the dry skin. And this one actually makes it look more moisturizing. and I really like it. It's a nice evenness. So let me go ahead and show you the eyeshadow now. So eyeshadow for wearing glasses. Um, Basically, you're going to want to make it not necessarily putting it on more, putting more of it, but you're going to want to choose colors that are bolder because you're going to have glasses kind of covering it. So actually what's wonderful is your glasses can kind of magnify the shadow to make it look even bolder, which is wonderful. So I'm going to actually do two different looks, a daytime and a nighttime, to show you just how visible and beautiful and bold your eyeshadow can be with glasses, even when you're doing a daily look. So we're gonna do this section of the shadow for a daily look and then go into these more darker shades for that bolder look. So I'm gonna show you how we do it, or how I do it. Okay, so we're gonna have this rose gold shade. Do the shade for the okay, this shade for the all over color, the shade for the outer color, the shade for the brow bone and inner corner. Okay, first we do brows. And with glasses, if you wear glasses that are a little bigger or thicker framed, especially also for brows, you're going to want to make more of an effort on that too because they are going to be slightly hidden. So you want to do the brows a little bolder because you're going to have, possibly if you have frames that tend to hide that area, you're going to want to make it visible, right? So I am actually, okay, this is the first time that I've actually done it. Well, not first time, but I was having like issues yesterday with putting it on. I was like, what is wrong with me? I did pretty good today. Okay, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil. Brow pencil, I want to say, of course, the color is, I want to say maybe, is it like auburn? Well, anyway, love, love, love. And so this is how I would do it normally. But I'm going to show you how to oomph it up a little bit with glasses. So I never really caught on tremendously to the contacts thing. Like I said, I do have them. So you're just going to want to do it a little darker here. Just bring it up a little more than you usually would. Do you see how I angle it and just kind of brush it upwards? Just make it fuller looking, and then you just continue and go angled. Don't like follow it. I do angle to bring him up, 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 right? Up, up, up. Okay, so do you see how that looks a little thicker? So we're going to do the same thing. I kind of already did it here. And we're just going to follow up, 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 like that, that, that. Not stabbing myself. Do you see now how they look a little thicker, darker than usual? So I'm just going to brush them into place. But okay, so this is how I would do it, a little bolder than normal because you have those glasses covering, or you just want to make more of an effort to make it a little bolder, thicker, filled in more because you're going to have the glasses. You want things to show a little more. So this is how I would do it. And then, so I'm not going to touch them. I love it. I love it. Okay. Especially for me with my light hair. You saw how very light they were. That's another thing that I would recommend for those of you who are blonde or for redhead. It's very hard to find good products for redhead. So I would definitely look at colors that would be more of the darker side, just so you can use a light hand and just put um, just enough to make them look a little more darker, not too dark. You want them just to show up a little more. In my experience, when I've gotten brow pencils, I prefer pencil, but when I've gotten pencils of blonde or even like a light taupe, they've been too light for me. And I would just keep putting it to try and darken it, and then it would make it look really weird. So in my experience, I found like the I think auburn, I think that's what this is, or soft browns have worked wonderfully, much better than the lighter shades. Um, so, yep. Okay, so now for the eyeshadow. So, I'm going to do, this is my fluffy brush. Okay. So for the brow bone, I'm gonna do this rose gold kind of shimmery. It is the all over color, so that's for the brow bone. And that shows very good. The pigment on this is really good. Brow bone and lid. Just make it very nice and visible. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do, so we did that one. Okay, I'm gonna do this one for the outer color. Again, we're focusing on just a daytime. And you already scratch that, the matte brown right there. Because we're gonna do a very simple look. So you can see that I'm not going like this, I'm patting it. Whenever you're unsure of how a color will go on, I pat it. And then once I get a feel for the color or how it goes on to the eyelid, then I just start doing that. Because you're going to do this motion with a heavier hand than you would this. So it's always, when you're unsure of the color, it's always best to start out with a lighter. Here we go, again, patting. And I'm trying to, I have like so many things I'm trying to keep up. Okay, and I just get scattered, okay, with my thoughts. And by doing this, you're gonna buff out your eyeshadow and blend it, rather than waiting until the very end when you go back and blend everything. By doing this motion, it's kind of blending it right away. So I think that's another great thing that you can do. Also, I have hooded eyes, so those of you that have that, and for those of you that wear glasses, make a point for that outer shade to put your eyeshadow a little higher than normal, so it'll be visible because of your hooded eye. And you do this by keeping your eye open because you want to see and make sure that you're putting it in the right spot. So, and it's not going to get in your eye. You're putting it above, and you're going to use that padding. You could do the brushing, but you have less control over it, I think. So I would just stick with the padding motion and just get it right in there to make it more visible, you see. So I'm going to try it with a darker color so I can just show you. So this is how, I'm even going to do it with this so I can actually show you. And I would even very lightly press. So this is how it would look normally if you just put the shadow normal for that main color. And this is how it would look day or night when you make the effort to put the shadow above that fold so it could be seen. So I just went ahead and put up a picture just to show you because the lighting was not acting right. It was too much glare. So now let's get into the nighttime look. So it's not necessarily more, it's just going to be slightly darker colors that and a little more higher up. So to make it really show. And what I will say is I believe that glasses really do magnify the color more. So it is really, or any makeup around the eye. So it's a really good idea just to not worry about the colors that you choose. Go ahead and do any look that you want. Just put more of an effort, I would say, in just placement. I think is the biggest thing, placing on where you're going to put the eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use the same shadow that we've been using, the same palette. So it's going to be this same one. We're going to work down here more. And so I would say I'm just going to do this bronze shade. And really, it's just about placement, like I said. You can put any color you want. You can do any style you want. But okay, I'm going to choose this shimmery bronze. And again, placement. So I'm going to show you. Okay. I'm going to go back to that padding, tapping, just right here. I'm going to go slightly above. And this is also a thing that you should be doing for hooded eyes, even if you don't wear glasses. And you see, slightly above, just focusing on that area. I'm going to do this. I'm going to clean it up a bit, and I'm going to show you once again. I'm going to just do this side first and show you. This is thickening and tint. So I believe this one is really good for people that wear glasses because you want something that's really going to show, but not necessarily lengthen. Because of course, if your lashes are too long, they're going to hit your glasses, right? Unfortunately, and that's why I've never worn fake lashes. And that's just partially because I don't care for them and I'm content with what mascara can do. That's also because I feel like I can't wear them because I have glasses. And I just feel like they would get like hit the glasses and then not be very good. So I just started looking at different mascaras that really focus on thickening because you want the appearance of length, and I feel like you can make them look more visible by simply just thickening them. So this is one that I just started using. I love it so much. This is in black. It's just a plain black. 402 black. So you do the bottom. I love the tiny wand. It's a skinny wand, but gives a lot of effort. So you're just going to do it, I would say more of this kind of motion because you want it to be thicker and not necessarily longer. Okay. For some reason, I think it's just my hand, I'm left-handed. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. For this reason, I tend to put more mascara on this eye than this one. Anyway, so bottom, and I go back to this. Oops, sorry. So you can make them